Hi, this is Chris with Ride and Seek. I work with Dylan on some of the custom tours coming in through France and Italy, and I'm currently based in Florence in Italy. So we've just come out of lockdown and we're allowed to ride our bikes now. A lot of the stuff on the bike, people talk about nutrition, diets, the eating side of things. However, there's not a lot of talk about what you should be eating whilst out on the ride. And a lot of people haven't experienced these long rides before they come on the tours, and it is very important to eat a lot of food while you're out on the bike. It keeps the energy levels up and means that the mountains don't take it out of you at the end of the day if you're able to snack a lot during the day. Lots of different companies produce gels, bars, etc. If you start with the gels too soon, you can find yourself having no energy by the end of a ride. Can be very good for making your own stuff so that you know exactly what's in them. Okay, so for this simple recipe, what I'm going to use, 2 Kellogg's Extra, cereal in there, nuts and chocolate. Okay, so what we're going to do, grind it up a little bit, keep things nice and small, and that's going to be the main ingredient in our bars for today. Okay, so what we'll do, we're going to add in some chocolate. A little bit of extra chocolate makes everything tasty. Add in a little bit of honey, a little bit of maple syrup, and a little bit of coconut oil. Okay, we'll also need cling film, a spoon for stirring, a pot which everything will go into, and once you've finished with the mixture, it's going to go into a baking tray like this one, where it'll go into the fridge overnight and then it'll be ready to cut up. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put it on the heat. Now I'm only going to make a slightly smaller batch today, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use half of the chocolate that I have here. So overall, this one here is milk chocolate, it's 100 grams, so I'm going to use 50 grams of that. Break it up and put it into the pot on the heat, so that the chocolate has a chance to melt. So now that our chocolate is starting to melt in here, we'll start to add in some of our cereal. So tip in the first half of our mixture and start to stir it in. So just gives it a chance to work in with the chocolate. It is best to use a bigger pot with this, it gives it a chance to a bit more space to work with as well. Lets the heat get into everything and melt everything down, because there is a little bit of chocolate in the cereal as well. With the overall mixture here, it's a 500 gram packet that I have here. I wouldn't put it all in though. I would use between 250 and 300 grams of cereal. I have one of these already open, so I'm going to put in the honey. Okay, so that's some of the honey, and again mixing that in. Again, this will give the chocolate all a chance to melt under the heat. Yeah, the beauty of these bars is they are very tasty. They're easy to eat. There's a plenty of sugar in them. And they're also very good to be able to eat maybe once every hour whilst you're out on a ride. Bit of maple syrup as well, keeping things nice and sweet. And the last thing that go into this will be the coconut oil. Okay, usually I would put in ideally 2 tablespoons of coconut oil will go into this mixture. Mix the coconut oil into your mixture, and you can see it starting to get a little bit stickier in the pot. Everything's almost melted into there. So our next phase is we get our baking tray and cover it with cling film. So the entire base is covered with cling film. One of my favourite things about this is it takes literally 10 minutes to prepare everything. If I have to make a batch for a group, I can do everything on a larger scale, but still, same concept, it'll take me 10 minutes to do. So that is, my mixture is ready. I can turn the heat off. And it looks like this. And now I'll take the mixture and place it into the baking tray on top of the cling film. Once you've got it into the baking tray, flatten it out. Make sure you pack it in towards all the corners. Once you've got to this phase, simply cover the entire mixture. Okay, so it's covered from both sides and over the top. So you'll see at the moment it's like this. Okay. Again, at this stage here, simply push it down, flatten it out into the corners. Okay, I would take it when you have it at this phase, put it outside for maybe 1 hour, let it cool down, and then place the mixture into the fridge. Okay, let it stay in the fridge overnight. We'll take the finished article out of the baking tray. Okay, now I've already cut this one in half. Okay, I'm going to make this into 16 squares. Okay, so again, sharp knife, still with the cling film attached, it helps keep everything together. And I shall split this in 4 strips. Okay, 4 strips, and again, cut in the middle. And cut it into 4 squares like this, okay? And from here, take off the cling film. As you see, cling film comes off nice and easy. Okay, and can be thrown away. Now what I do is I cut aluminium foil, cut off, put it into the middle, fold it up, and here we have one of our first squares. Okay. Again, these I've been put in the fridge and they can stay in, easily up to 2 weeks in the fridge, and I would take maybe 3 or 4 on a ride. So an amount this kind of size would work easily for me for 4 long rides, or if I was going on a 60-kilometer ride, I might only take maybe 1 or even 2 with me. Okay, so again, by all means, the recipe can be tweaked. You can use different things to sweeten it up, but certainly this is a much easier way of buying stuff nice and easy, making it yourself, and controlling exactly all the different things in. Bon appetit!